2022 regular board meeting of the Niles Main District Library Board to order. Margaret, would you please call the roll?
I object.
Want me to redo it? Good evening. It is 6:30 p.m. and I would like to call the September 21, 2022 regular board meeting of the Niles Main District Library Board to order.
I object that we have two trustees in the parking lot. They'll be in shortly. I also object to taking a roll call without Trustee Qadeer here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Margaret, would you please call the roll?
Okay.
That's a really great way to start the meeting. Thank you.
Trustee Derblick?
Here.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Here.
Trustee Makula?
Coming in right now.
Here.
There they are.
Okay.
At this time,
Tr-
I will
Trustee-
reiterate the rules for our board.
I object. We are missing
Carolyn,
one person
I need-
who is on the roll, and that should be
I
here,
was
so
gonna
I'm not sure why is that person not here.
Okay, go right ahead.
May I finish?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Trustee Rosansky? Trustee Olson? Trustee Keene?
Here.
At this time,
We are missing someone. Can you please let me know why that
At
is?
this time, I will
President Derblick?
reiterate the
President
rules for
Derblick?
our board meeting.
President Derblick.
Trustee Keene, you're out of order.
I'm not. I'm asking a question.
As board president and presiding officer, it is my responsibility to preserve and maintain decorum at all times during official meetings of the library board. As such, this board will not tolerate outbursts and
I object.
Point of order.
during our meetings. I am asking that each member of the public respect that and to conduct yourself accordingly. If, on the other hand, you do interfere with the orderly conduct of the meeting or you persist in disorderly, disruptive conduct, I will have you removed from the meeting. Any conduct which interrupts the consideration of library district business is considered disruptive, including but not limited to shouting out, clapping, snapping, hissing, etc. during the meeting. Public participation and comment will be permitted during the public comment portion of the agenda. Consistent with the library rules, remarks shall be made from the speaker's podium only. Abusive and profane comments will not be permitted and will promptly be ruled out of order. If you persist, you will no longer be allowed to speak. The board vests in me as the board president the authority to terminate the remarks of speakers who
No, we
fail
don't.
to adhere to the rules. Individuals addressing the board must at all times adhere to the library policies and other rules as may be necessary for the efficient and orderly conduct of the meeting. All public comments shall be addressed to the board as a whole, and no comments shall be addressed to individual members of the board, library staff, or other members of the public body. Policy 3.27. Thank you. Okay. For the record, this afternoon in the Circuit Court of Cook County, the court entered a temporary restraining order in Stantier. As a consequence, the Niles Main District Library As a consequence, the Niles Main District Library Board of Trustees has been directed not to swear in Umair Qadeer as an appointed trustee at its scheduled September 21, 2022 meeting later tonight.
Point of
Thank you.
information?
Yes,
Point of
please.
information, President. Where is the document that says he shouldn't be sworn in?
There's a court order. Thank you.
You
Can
said
you
that
please
we've
tell
been
us the
advised
wording of
not to
this
do that.
and why
Patty.
exactly?
I don't have that in front of
Well,
me right
Joe
now.
put it
How
out there, so
convenient.
I would assume Joe knows what it is. Joe, do you know what the wording is that you have put against Umair?
I don't have it with
Okay,
me.
Public comment, public comment, Margaret, would you please call the next,
no, now it's time
agenda is
for
number
public
4.
comments.
Public comment.
Yeah, did you
Yes, I
want
was
to do
gonna
the
say,
Pledge of
we missed
Allegiance?
the pledge.
sorry, okay.
She's so excited
Well,
about.
please stop disrupting the meeting
Oh,
and
will
it
you
might
please stop being
proceed.
you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, so now we're on number 4, public comment. Margaret, would you?
Margaret, before we begin, I have something. I spoke with Umair
You're
tonight.
out of order.
And he told me
You're
that
out
the
of
Secretary
order.
of State's
Trustee
office,
Keene, you are out of order.
the Secretary of State's
You are
office
out of order.
asked him not to attend tonight
Trustee Keene, you are out of order.
so as not to add to the drama. Although we strongly disagree with the ruling for this temporary restraining order, we respect the legal process and will allow this to play out. And he also told me that he looks forward to being able to join this board as soon as possible.
Margaret, would you please call the roll for public comment?
What time? You want to note the time?
I have 6:36.
First speaker is David Carabata.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Wonderful to be with you tonight. It's too bad that in the village of Niles in Maine Township that we have to have someone that feels that he or she must stay away from a board meeting in order to try to bring down all the controversy that happens at board meetings. Board meetings are for people to be able to talk and give their opinion on facts, and not to dilute the facts with just emotion and false statements. Here, what this is all about is about the money. This library is still up, the wood is still really nice, the lights are still on, everything's fine, the library is not going anywhere. The library, though, is looking at the budget, is going to again cost us more than $1 million every 60 days to operate. And I have been trying, with appearing before the board, to try to get a budget that would bring down the cost that's being charged, and I say overcharged, for the services that are being performed. Right now, we're looking at a proposed budget, I believe, which is about $6.6 million in some change, couple hundred thousand, in order to operate this library. That is ridiculous. That budget should be lower. Now, you have end the hiring freeze signs here. Why? More jobs, more benefits, more pensions. Right? That's what this is all about, right? Absolutely. It's all about taking more and more and more tax dollars away from people that are
Please
generating
do not
it
interrupt.
to spend on things that we are being way overcharged for. There is no reason why this library should not be able to operate with a budget of $1 million or less every 60 days. That's what we need to focus on. Unionizing is only going to cause the library to cost me and all the taxpayers who actually pay the bills, because we don't have those exemptions that totally let us off to have to pay the bill. Quick note about an exemption. If you get an exemption where you don't have to pay any real estate taxes on your home for the library, that amount gets passed around to everyone else who pays it. The library still gets their levy. It's just that your neighbor next door is now paying the freight for your house. So for your house or your business, I'm imploring the board to look at this budget one more time and try to bring it down to at least $1 million every 60 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elliot Osherman.
Good evening, Board. I'm Elliot Osherman of the Committee Against the Retention of the Three Snoozes. That means the three people to the right-hand right-hand side of the stage. As usual, I have directed all my comments to the entirety of the board. As usual, I have provided copies of these comments to your executive director for her to distribute to you so that you can follow along. My expectation is that you will follow along. And as usual, I start with my 9 declarative sentences. I will neither be silenced nor interrupted, nor will we, nor will the community. I will remember this, as will we, as will the community. And finally, I will vote on April 4th, 2023, against the retention of the 3 snoozes, as will we, as will the community. Let's start with a quote. Victor Max said, "A fact is information minus emotion. An opinion is information plus experience. Ignorance is an opinion lacking information. And stupidity is opinion that ignores a fact." I think it's extremely important that anyone who runs a library, works in a library, or serves on a library board understands all 4 of these sentences. In the past, I have indicated that Lucy Derblick has played Charlie Community for a fool by putting down the football and insisting that this time she won't jerk it away from him as he tries to kick. I'll negotiate, and I'll compromise, and we have to work together to move the library forward. Need I advise anyone at all of the results of those 3 statements? In the past, I have tried to educate the board by improving their vocabulary. I have brought forth such terms as arbitrary and rude and dilatory and incompetent and obfuscate and disingenuous and bully pulpit. I'm not allowed to address specific terms to specific board members. Not all of those terms apply to everybody on the board. More on this later. I have in the past indicated that in the movies of the 30s and 40s, and the townspeople realized there was a problem in their village. Resolution: the townspeople gathered as a group with pitchforks and torches in an effect to repel, drive away, dispel the problem. I warned then, and remind again, the townspeople are watching and waiting for the April 4th election, and they're gathering to do those 3 efforts. I would advise our newest board member that this presiding officer has a proven ability to backtrack on her public comments or speeches or written comments as not meaning what the public thinks she meant. You might ask, why the shoe? Well, since I can't identify to whom the expanded vocabulary of adjectives, nouns, and verbs would apply, let me leave it at, if the shoe fits, wear it. And you might ask, why the gavel? Well, in the past, your presiding officer has contravened, look it up, the policy of public comments precluding or prohibiting only abusive language, profane language, exceeding the time limit of 5 minutes per speech, or addressing individuals instead of the entirety of the board. She also thinks that merely referring to individuals by name is not allowed. That is why I start with my first sentence, that I will neither be silenced nor interrupted, as I use the gavel to remind her not to exceed her granted powers. I look forward to next Monday's hearing on the proposed 2022-23 fiscal year budget. Hopefully there'll be 7 of you by then. Thank you for your time. Oh, one more thing. Welcome, Umair.
Thank you.
So James, did you want to speak? Pam Wolf?
Yes, I want to speak. I want to shout. I want to scream. But I will talk. I will be civilized. We have been told by 3 library trustees that they value the voice of the people, that they want the voice of the people to be heard and not the legislature. The law that was passed to appoint a 7th trustee was petitioned for, called for, asked for, begged for by hundreds of citizens of the Niles Main Library District. We asked the legislature to step in. We asked them to do something that you could not. Why? Because half of the board refused to compromise. It's a simple thing, compromise, and yet, oh, so difficult. I might ask those three why they say they value the voice of the people, and yet then they contravene the voice of the people. I might ask why they decide to put limits on who or what we can say, who or what we can mention. I would ask why they tell the public to shut up, or that they have addressed someone when they have mentioned someone. They don't care about the voice of the people. I might ask a particular trustee if I were allowed. He goes by, he's the male on the current male sitting up there on the stage, why he thought that it was right and proper and part of his duty to contravene the will of Niles, Maine District and file an injunction. And I might also say that Umair was not here is not absent from his own will, as somebody might have said. He was asked to by the Secretary of State. He, unlike 3 trustees that I'm looking at right now, know his duty. I will close with saying, Carolyn, Suzanne, and Joe, if you can't do your duty and if you cannot listen to the will of the entire people, step down. Be bigger than you are. Be as big as Olivia was. She at least saw her duty and did it. I give the rest of my time to the next speakers.
Elizabeth Lynch.
Hello? Hello? My name is Elizabeth Lynch. My pronouns are she, her. I'm here as a representative of the Niles Coalition and an organizer with our Save Niles Library campaign. The Niles Coalition formed in response to racism in our community, to defend our public services, and to increase engagement in our local government. The mission of our Save Niles Library campaign is to defend our public library against attacks and restore its role as a central community institution. We are deeply, deeply disappointed that the president has been unable to fulfill the duties of her office. We have had a dysfunctional board without full representation for over a year. While 3 trustees have continually stated their willingness to compromise and appoint several of the applicants to the vacancy, trustees Derblick, Makula, and Schoenfeld refuse to appoint anyone but their friends. The total disorder this has caused pushed state senators to take action. Our legislature not only passed a law to fill the vacancy, but did so unanimously. This was not partisan. It was about proper governance. Everyone across the state, our state senators, the entire legislature, the Secretary of State, and the governor are in agreement. Everyone except Joe Makula. He has selfishly stalled this appointment to get his own way. What is he so afraid of? In the meantime, our library and our community suffer. The result will be continued discord on this board, lack of action on pressing needs of the library, and the deterioration of the essential services our library provides. Carolyn Derblick, Suzanne Schoenfeld, and Joe Makula should be ashamed of themselves. I can tell because Joe snuck into this meeting and didn't want to meet the people who are outside the door calling his actions shameful. We call on all 3 of you to do what's best for the community. Drop this frivolous roadblock and resign.
Thank you.
Mary Cooney.
Good evening. I'm Mary Alice Cuney. Money, now listen carefully, especially you 3. Money is never wasted on libraries. I was a teacher 32 years. What do libraries do? They're not gambling casinos. They're not other things. They're to help children, adults, seniors. I learned many technology skills here, and I will stand up and fight to hell because of what you're doing. You are going against systems. First, you went against the mayor indirectly. He urged you to work together. It didn't happen. It didn't happen because you are always deadlocked. Your library has lost key people. The staff they've lost, top quality. But they have, because of what they did, they left. Shame on you. You're always avoiding, as this lady behind it just spoke, you are not listening to the community. What is your problem? The community wants you to spend the money. You have the money. It's always spent it. You came in and you upset the apple cart, but good. This library was a top library. You have sunk it now to the laughing stock of the suburbs. I went to Wilmette. I said, do you know what's happening at the Niles Library? And the lady said, yes, I do. Shame on you. You're not wasting money. Save the wallet? You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You're just stopping all progress now. Then I walked in and I was astounded to see that you got a restraining order, spending more money, not on the library, for your own selfish, to get your own way. And as they said, all those people out there are people. You are not listening to them. I don't know, what do you have to do? Stand on my head to get you to listen? Maybe. These three know what they're doing. Spend the money. You have it. That's what makes top. That's what money's for, to be spent. Forget about saving it. I think children are worth it. They're the leaders of the future, and so are readers. Yeah, I'm angry at you. Not these three. Not these three. But because you cannot work together. You hadn't figured out week after week after week how to combine and negotiate. God help us. I hope you can change your mind. You're even going against Jesse White, who he was a gym teacher, by the way. I went to many meetings with him, proud to say. And now you're trying to go against, he already appointed someone. Where is he? You can't be selfish, and you can't just think one way, your way. You got to listen to the needs and wants of the staff, the community, and jobs. What's wrong with giving people jobs? What is wrong with that? Spend the money, you have it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Elisa Sanders.
I'm sorry, Cindy, what was her name?
Elisa Sanders.
Thank you. I didn't catch it.
Hi, haven't been here in a while. My name is Alyssa Sanders. I'm the member of this community, a taxpayer, as well as the other members. So let me tell you that it is a disgrace to watch the trustees behave the way they do during the public meeting, first of all. You should be ashamed of yourself when you lie to the cameras, when you lie to our faces, because that's what you do, when you're rude to your fellow trustees, and that some of you even try to silence female voices on this board. Shameful. You have failed to bring another trustee when you had the chance. We all know that. We all know because you wanted your friend in that chair and no one else. As soon as there is a person appointed, you go above and beyond to get in the way again and again and again. I get it, because when there's the three of you, you feel that you can pressure the other members of this board to approve the budget you want. Just because those members have a conscience, they support the library, because their goal is the prosperity of this community. I won't ask you to resign. You won't do it, we all understand. You don't care enough for the community to leave those seats. And let me tell you, there's so many people of this community that are more competent than you are. People who care, people who truly understand, who listen, who will care for the community, for the people, for the library. People who understand what a budget is, people who can sum totals on the spreadsheet, and people who understand how to communicate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Renee Sutherland.
My name is Renee Sutherland. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a taxpayer. I have a homeowner exemption like every other homeowner in Niles who owns their own home. There's nothing weird about that. That's normal. If you haven't gotten the homeowner exemption and you own your own home, you should get that fixed so that you can enjoy the same benefit as the rest of us who own our own home. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to speak tonight. I was looking forward to coming and seeing Umair Qadeer sworn in. I didn't think I was going to have to come here tonight to speak to you guys, but you're still super confused. Filing a temporary restraining order to stop the swearing in of an appointed trustee appointed by Jesse White, Secretary of State, State Librarian. The community has asked for it. We should have a seventh trustee. If anything, the three of you, if we had the money that Joe McCullough has to go suing people frivolously, then we could sue the three of you for keeping us with a board of 6 people instead of 7. Illinois statute requires that we have 7 trustees on this board. You have been in violation of that. And sitting there smiling, you're so happy that you got to do this, to have this legal action. You could sue another trustee. And, but, yeah, and the money that you're spending on attorneys to fight the union, to fight the community, you could be spending that money on staff. We've had a hiring freeze for over a year. We are so understaffed. You can't even have a maintenance employee here every hour that this library is open. And this library still isn't open the number of hours that the Illinois Library Association says it should be. It still isn't open the number of hours that it was before the pandemic. You're not serving the public to the level that you should be. You don't have the staffing for the programming that the community deserves. You don't have the staffing to clean the bathrooms the way that the community deserves. And it's so that you could pay your friends who are lawyers to fight the union and fight against FOIA requests. It's absurd. And we all see what you're doing. Save Niles Library. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana N.
Hi, I am a middle schooler at Emerson Middle School, and I'm really angered at how the money isn't being used to fund this library, and it's costing so many students resources to study and help improve their education, right? But if we take those away, history will eventually repeat itself. We need to keep the youth educated. Education of the youth helps keep history from repeating again. It's not like, and I just wanted to say to all those who have been neglecting the library of its funding, why? Because so many students, people, adults, senior citizens come here to help get their passport get a new passport picture, help learn something new every single day. We cannot go forward as a society if our trustees are moving us backwards. If there's nothing happening, then I will personally create a group within my school to help protest against the board members who are not helping us move forward. We are evolving as people, but why are so many of the people who we rely on neglecting us of that future? I just want to ask you, is this really the right path for the children and youth of the Niles, Maine?
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
That ends public comments.
Thank you.
Are there more? No one else has signed up? No, thank you.
Okay, with respect to the trustees, I would like to read the rules that govern the proceedings of the board.
Point of order.
As you know, the rules of parliamentary practice comprised in Robert's Rules of Order govern the proceedings of the board. There are certain rules contained within Robert's Rules with respect to decorum. By reminding you of the rules, I hope it will lead to a more civil and productive debate, which is one of the most important concepts underlying parliamentary procedure. Robert's Rule of Order number 7, debate states, speakers must address their remarks to the presiding officer, be courteous in their language and deportment, and avoid all personalities, never alluding to the officers or other members by name where possible to avoid it, nor to the motives of members. Additionally, Robert's Rules of Order number 43, decorum in debate, states, in debate, a member must confine himself to the question before the assembly and avoid personalities. All the trustees should refrain from disturbing the assembly, and you should encourage others to do likewise. Consistent with Robert's rules, I am asking each of the trustees to refrain from speaking until recognized, confine remarks to the merits of the pending question, refrain from attacking a member's motives. The measure, not the member, is the subject of debate. Address remarks through the chair. The application of Robert's Rules is the best method to enable the Board of Trustees, with due regard for every member's opinion, to arrive at the general will on the maximum number questions of varying complexity in a minimum amount of time and under all kinds of internal climate ranging from total harmony to hardened or impassioned division of opinion. Thank you for your cooperation. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 20, 2022 regular board meeting? Trustee Makula, any comments on these minutes?
I have no comments. This is about the
Yes, there is.
third time around on this one.
Trustee Schoenfeld? No comment. Trustee Rosansky?
Yes, the only comment I would like to make is that I've discussed this before, and it's a waste of breath, so that's it. Thank you.
Okay, Trustee Olson?
I don't see any changes, so it was no last time and it's no this time.
Trustee Keene?
The president's report should not be included.
Okay, Margaret, please call the roll.
Thank you. Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee
No.
Rozansky? Trustee Olson?
No.
Trustee Keen?
No.
3 to 3 fails.
Thanks, Margaret. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 31, 2022 special board meeting, 2022-23 tentative budget?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Makula, any comments on these minutes?
No comment.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
No comment.
Trustee Rozansky?
Too wordy.
Trustee Olson?
No comments.
Trustee Keen?
No.
Okay, Margaret, please call the roll.
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keen?
Yes.
6 to 0 passes.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 20, 2022 regular board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any comments?
No comments on this.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Comment.
No
Trust-
comment.
Trustee Olson?
No comment.
Her name is Keen?
Right.
Yeah. Are you going to call for her vote?
In a second. Trustee Keen?
No comment.
Margaret, please call the roll. Wait, I have a question. I'm trying to understand what the question is on these minutes. Was there a request to make a change?
No.
Yeah, I think Joe didn't approve the numbers that were in here is why they were held back.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was your side that I rejected it.
There's an error in the numbers?
Well,
Ask him. That's why they didn't pass last time. He didn't like them.
He didn't like the numbers being there or something about the numbers.
Cindy, do you have a notation in regard to that?
There's nothing wrong with the numbers. He didn't want the numbers listed there because they were just on the table and not finalized.
Oh, that's right.
But it states that they're only on the table, so it is what happened.
Okay, so.
Thank you for coming.
And these numbers are what was decided the day of this meeting, correct? Like whatever we changed or agreed upon?
Right, this
That's
is
what-
where it stood after
at that
this
date.
meeting. Right.
Okay. All right, Margaret, please call the roll.
Thank you. Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keen?
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 1st, 2022 special board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any comments?
It's very brief. There's nothing to comment on.
Trustee
fine.
Schoenfeld?
No comment.
Trustee Rozansky?
I would like to pass for now, please.
Trustee Olson?
No comment.
Trustee Keen?
Yeah, I think two changes I would like to see are where it says others present and then it says the president made a statement. would be better if it said President Derblick, I'm sorry, if it said, although 3 trustees gave prior notice that they would not attend, President Derblick stated she would wait until 6:45 PM for a quorum. And I can repeat it later, Margaret. And second, under public comment, the last sentence, instead of being there were no public comments, should be President Derblick did not allow public comments.
Second.
Okay, I believe the minutes are supposed to reflect what was said at the meeting. The statement that I made, that we would wait till 6:45 AM for a quorum, was a statement that was made.
I didn't change that statement.
She's not changing
So
that.
what other information did I say that you want to add?
I added before that, I said it should read, although 3 trustees gave prior notice that they would not attend, President Derblick stated that she would wait until 6:45 PM for a quorum.
Okay, that, there's no relevance to that statement based
That's your
on this
opinion.
Why are
meeting.
you waiting for a quorum when 3 of us said we were?
Because according to the law, you have to allow a certain amount of time to allow trustees to be able to get here.
That's irrelevant at the
When
moment.
we
It's
had
not irrelevant.
stated
It's the
in
way
the
it is.
past by email, we would not be attending. You still needed to wait.
Yes.
Okay, let's vote.
I was asked to wait 15 to 30 minutes. I waited 15 minutes.
So
And I
it
don't
does,
see how that affects the passing of these minutes.
so it does say at the
We didn't
top
say it did.
that
I know.
absent with previous notice. Okay. So the statement that you read, you never did give to me. Just,
Which statement?
you read a statement before, at the beginning of this, and
okay,
we don't
change it
have a
there
copy
anyway.
of that
And
statement
if
for the
that
file.
statement is put
For
in there, I
August-
will never vote for it.
Well, we need a copy of the statement for
August-
the
You can keep
file.
a copy,
Okay,
but
I can
don't put it
provide
in
the
minutes.
copy. You can add it to the minutes, and we'll deal with that next time.
Yes,
We need a copy for the file.
we'll deal with it next time.
Thought we weren't adding statements.
Well, it is what it is.
We are recording minutes, though, so I'll have to give it to Cindy and see what comes of it. And Trustee Keene,
Then you
what
should
was the
also make
second?
the statement
Excuse me, Trustee Rosansky. And Trustee Keene, what was the second request you made?
The second request was adding at the end of or changing the very last sentence from there were no public comments to President Derblick did not allow public comments. Because
Okay,
there were people here to give them.
Right, and I believe that's noted, that
It
there were
doesn't
people
say it in the
there.
minutes.
The following signed up to speak. There were no public comments because the meeting was called.
That's not the same. You just refused them, so that's what should be reflected in the minutes.
True, I agree with that.
Okay, your interpretation isn't what should be reflected. What should be reflected is what occurred at the meeting.
Excuse me, you always say what should be reflected is what was said. If you said there will be no public comment, then that should be reflected.
There were no public comments.
Well, I can go back and check the video, but I
Thank you.
don't
Because
believe
if
she said
She
that.
says there will be no public comment, that should be in the minutes if she wants to put anything else in there.
Right, I'll go back and check the video.
Thank you for checking. Okay, so we will just not vote on these today? Is that the plan?
I
No,
guess so,
just vote no.
unless we.
Take a roll anyway?
It's up to you. You're
Yes,
the
we have to
executive
take-
officer.
we have to
So if I'm going to check the video and you made the comment, then that comment goes in. The first comment will not be in the video because you did not say because they gave previous notice, and then they went ahead with the meeting. That comment is not going to be on the video.
Well, you
Can you,
said
can you just correct the minutes and we'll vote with the second copy? I can't see us trying to vote on this with possibly what you will do or possibly what you won't do.
Well, it's your procedure, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
We can say no.
So the procedure is.
The procedure is if someone wants the video checked, I check the video. If it's on the video,
Absolutely.
it goes in the
Absolutely.
minutes. So you
Thank you.
vote to
Thank you.
approve the minutes with the changes. If you want to see them next month, then
I would like to vote on these minutes based on the changes, submit them next month, where we'll see what the changes are that you made, and then we'll vote on them.
No, that makes no sense at all.
We're voting on minutes here.
So let's vote on these
That are
minutes
written.
as they are right now.
Did you
Let's
want to
on them.
vote on the original, what's in here? Because if it's with the changes, But if you wanted to.
We don't know what the changes are.
Well, that's
Cindy
it.
has
So
to
you're
check
asking
everything,
for it
and
to
I'd
come
like to
back.
see the minutes written with whatever the changes are, and that's what we will approve.
Next time.
Or disapprove.
Because in 30 days, the conversations seem to just become diluted.
Oh, yeah.
So do we want to not vote on these minutes until these changes are made, and then just take care of it next month when they're
No,
corrected?
you vote on it.
No, no.
If you don't like it, then say no. If you like it, say yes. Just vote
All right,
on
we can
it.
vote on the minutes as they are.
Yes.
Fine, whatever.
You can't vote on something that's not there.
Well, or we
Fine,
can
please
let
take the
Jeff
roll.
Until next month. is
So
what
we
she's
are
asking.
voting on the minutes as they are
Yes,
currently.
please.
Trustee Derblick?
No.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
No.
Trustee Makula?
No.
Trustee Rozansky?
I know, right?
And this is for August 1st again, right?
Yes.
The answer is no.
Trustee Olson?
No.
Trustee King?
No.
Okay, 6 nays, fails.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 17th, 2022 regular board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Makula, any comments?
No comments. It's fine the way I see it.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
No comment.
Trustee Rozansky?
No comment.
Trustee Olson?
No comment.
Trustee Keen?
No comment.
Thank you. Margaret, please call the roll.
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keen?
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda, number 7, is payment of bills. Do I have a motion to approve operating expenses of $183,878.38, payroll expenses of $215,781.63 for a total monthly expense of $399,660.01?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any comments?
No comment.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
I do have a comment on page 20. Check number 81051 for $2,395.
I'm still looking for page 20.
Wait.
Hang on.
051.
Gotcha.
Okay, I've got it.
2395.
ASSA ABLO Entrance Systems?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
There was no invoice attached to that check, and there was no information on that check.
So there was a work order attached, and the invoice has not arrived yet.
Okay.
So I did not bring the check.
Can I ask, was the work done?
The work was done.
Okay, thank you.
So we're paying off a work order, not an invoice?
No, we're not paying it
We're not paying it.
until the invoice arrives.
Okay, thank you.
But the work's already been done, right?
Right.
Is that, I don't understand that. If the work's already been done and we know how much we owe them, why are we not paying them?
Because it's
They
not an actual
never
invoice.
sent an invoice for the work.
Thank you.
There was not enough time apparently on their part.
When is the bill due? Do we know? It's not because we don't know that either?
Well, it's 60 days after the invoice date.
Trustee Rozansky?
It's on its way,
I assume so.
assume.
Can I talk now, please? Are you done?
Go on.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Were there any other checks that weren't signed?
No.
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 Oh, so the other check was finally signed?
No, it's the one we're talking about, the.
Oh, that's the one? I thought you said, excuse me, I'm talking now.
No, it was just that one.
I thought you said you already received the invoice on that.
Well, it was from the company, but it was a different invoice. It was
Okay,
the
then
monthly
there's a
invoice.
misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trustee Olson?
Asking for comments. Well,
Yes, please.
my comments I don't expect an answer. I just want to point out that we have a lot of repairs that we're paying for this past month. $23.95, $900, another $2,000. Emergency repair, another $2,000. I just said might be indicative of our lack of.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't hear that.
Say it closer to the microphone so she can hear you.
Okay. I just want to point out the number of repairs that perhaps could have been prevented had we been on top of it, as far as personnel. Nothing else.
Cindy, do you want to speak to that? Why the repairs were needed?
Specifically, what repairs are you talking about?
All the repairs. I'm just
Well,
mentioning.
which ones? There's a bunch of them there.
Okay. Yeah, there's a
The
bunch.
roof for one?
That's the point. There's a bunch.
Well, I think instead of making a blanket statement where we might be responsible for them, I think we should at least be able to address that.
No, I don't.
Especially if others are here that are familiar with it.
Explanation?
No, I just want
She
the
just made a
public to know
statement.
that there's been a number of repairs this past month.
But the statement that the reason there have been a number of repairs is because of something we're doing wrong is erroneous.
I didn't say that.
Okay,
I
just
didn't
want to
say
make
that
sure
we're
that's
doing
clear.
anything
Thank
wrong.
you. Thank you.
Are we feeling guilty here?
Trustee- No, not at all. I just
Well,
repeated
it sure
what she
sounds
said.
like it to me.
Oh, well, how it sounds and what it is are two different things. Trustee Keene?
Yeah, I'll say it. It's your fault. The roof is leaking.
No, it's not. No, it's not, but we'll talk about that later. Thank you.
My other comments are, there was a check that had numbers transposed and was not signed. Has that been signed since?
Those all have been signed, Becky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's not.
Okay.
You don't need to be on the defensive.
And I just want to make sure with the status on all the interns have been paid in full.
Yes.
Okay.
Those were the checks from last month.
I'm just making sure.
Okay.
And then were you able to get confirmation from the question I had asked you earlier today about Heinzelman and Callaway and how they do their bills?
I did send you a follow-up email on that.
Okay, I didn't check it.
So Lisa Callaway is contracted through Yvette Heinzelman.
Clark Hill.
And Yvette is now at Clark Hill, so the bill is coming from Clark Hill for both of them. So they're all on one bill from Clark Hill.
Okay, and thank you. The other question that I had asked was about, there was a charge for Yvette Heinzelman for negotiations. And I had asked why we are being charged from her for negotiations when she's not the union lawyer.
She is a labor lawyer, and the line said conference with trustee, so I can't really speak to it. You'd have to ask a trustee.
Is the trustee who had that conversation, can they speak to whether that was union related or not? Trustees Makula, Schoenfeld, and Derblick.
What was the question?
The question is, did you have a conference with Yvette Heinzelman about
No, I
union
did not. I
negotiations?
haven't talked to her. Maybe you did, I don't know.
If she did, why would she be asking if you did?
Well, I don't know. I
President Derblick?
I'd have to see the invoice to see what we're talking about. I can't recall.
The
right
question is, did you have a conversation with Yvette Heinzelman about the union
now.
negotiations?
Like I said, I would have to see the invoice, the date, look at my notes. I mean, I can't pull something out of the sky.
Well, my point is that if we have one lawyer who is working on the union negotiations, why would we be using the other lawyer for the same thing?
Probably because of some particular situation, I would think. There's got to be a reason.
Can you please get that to me?
I will look into it, but once you can explain to me what you're asking for, I probably could do a better job.
I can explain it to you. I can pull it up right now if you'd like.
Okay, well, you know what, I don't feel like having a
Of
public
course not.
argument with you.
I'm not arguing
but
with you.
If you're in
I'm
need
asking
of
a question.
information,
I'm
send
not
me an
arguing.
email and with all the details, and I'll respond.
Great. Thank you.
That's usually how trustees, that's usually how
Please be
trustees
quiet.
function. Once again, we should try not to cause more disruptions. We should try to harmonize. If you have any
It was a simple
questions,
question. You're the
if
one
you
who's
have
getting
any
upset about
questions,
it.
Rosansky, be quiet.
Don't excuse me. I
Trustee
have
Keene, if you have any questions, by all means, call me or email me. I'll be glad to answer them rather than cause a disruption again at a board meeting.
I'm not sure how I caused a disruption by asking a
Okay.
question, but I'll be happy to
If you watch the
email you.
video, you'll see. All right.
Could have said yes or no, and that would have been.
Are there any more comments to this section, or are we
God,
moving
no
on?
question.
Work with us.
Oh, yeah, I have one question. So in other words, since that one check isn't being signed, that's not counted in the statement for what's being paid, correct or incorrect?
It is in the total, yes.
Okay, so, okay, that's all. Thank you.
Cindy, I'm confused why there's a check in the check register if we don't have an invoice.
Because the check was processed, because the work was done.
Okay, but you're not supposed to process checks unless you have an invoice. Work orders, you don't pay off
I
work
answered your
orders.
question, that's why it's in there. It was
Okay,
the
You're
check.
disrupting the meeting by asking a question. Can you stop disrupting the
We pay
meeting?
off work orders, or was this just a mistake?
I couldn't answer that question.
Could you look into it? Because our procedure should be that we pay off invoices, we don't pay off statements, and we certainly should not be paying off work orders.
Cindy, I'm fine with your
So
process.
if you could look into that, please?
Yes.
Thank you. She's doing a great job. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm not badgering her, I'm asking a question.
It's a matter of opinion.
And I asked a question and you yelled at me, so.
Are there any further comments? Are there any further comments?
Nobody's saying anything, so I
No.
would take that as a
Margaret,
no.
please call the roll.
What are we voting on? This approval
Payment of
the
bills. Payment of bills.
operating?
Trustee Derblick,
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld,
Yes.
Trustee Makula,
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Keene.
Yes.
So I will let you know when the invoice is in, and you
Thank
can
you.
sign this check because it's already been approved. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thanking them for voting. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said I would let Suzanne and Joe know when the invoice arrives so they can sign the check since it's been approved in this total.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
And the vote is 6-0, passes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is number 8, Trustee Reports. Okay, President's Report. At this time, I would like to reach out to the Library Union Stewards, Jamie King, Georgia Pacino Anderson, Kate Levinson, Todd Miller, Wynn Scogins, and the AFSCME Union Representative, Kathy Station, regarding some confusion that exists in my letter to the editor in the Journal, which I provided details and corrections to each issue raised by the union
This
members.
is such a bad idea that you keep
I
speaking to the
invite
union like
these
this. You're
union
really damaging
stewards-
the way things are going.
I invite these union stewards
I
and the
wish the union
union
lawyer was here right now to
representative
counsel you.
to please contact me regarding anything in my article which you found confusing so I may clarify for you.
When people contact you, you don't respond to them.
I believe open dialogue would be
Right,
beneficial.
Mr. Rob?
Thank you. Trustee Keene, could you try to refrain yourself?
No, I won't.
Just, okay, next. What kind of report is that?
8B,
It's a
8B.
personal statement.
And please don't include it.
Trustees report. Joe McCullough, Trustee McCullough, this is just for trustee reports, not your treasurer's report. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't. No comment.
Trustee Schoenfeld.
No comment.
Trustee Rosansky.
Of course I do, because I actually come to the library. The Monday, last Monday, 2 days ago, there was there were 3 brand new people that came to join us at Nicholas. Thank you. We're having more and more people. We're getting people that are coming in on the Zoom. It's wonderful. At this time, we are working together, making things to donate, such as hats and scarves, and actually things that we're making for animal shelters. The first class I signed up for, I have to admit, I missed it. I totally thought it was going to be next week instead of this week. Oh well. Sorry for whoever taught the class. I didn't come yesterday. Feel bad about that. Normally I would call and cancel. The children's department. I have a few things about them. Where is it? Right here. This last time I was in, after the last meeting, they were working on geology stuff in the Wonderground. That's the area for kindergarten through 4th grade. Pretty cool. They were doing experiments with rocks and stuff. It was really neat. And they meet every Thursday at 4 o'clock. I suggest you please, oh, sorry. I was told my microphone wasn't on. I guess my mouth isn't big enough. They meet every Thursday at 4 o'clock. I suggest you bring your kids. I've been there with my grandchildren. They totally enjoy it. There's also a celebration for the Hispanic Heritage. Is it Hispanic Heritage Month? And it's from September 15th through October 15th. Please check that out. If you're interested in stuff for the kids, please get this or this for the teens. It tells all the programs and activities they have. There is again going to be another haunted not so haunted, excuse me, Halloween. Please come. We had a blast last year. And in case there's anybody who's needing affordable technology, check this out. It's pop-up shop. They are. It's on Monday, September 26th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check it out. There's brochures here you can read at the library and see if you qualify. There's also a calendar for Kids Space. So please, it tells something. You can look at this calendar. There's stuff every day. Please check these things out. And that's just Kids Space. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee Olson?
Yes, I'm still enjoying the yoga classes and all the digital downloads. That's all.
Thank you. Trustee Keene?
Short and sweet. I wanted to comment on the social media work that's been done lately. It's really been catching my eye a lot. Miss Mikey made a video this week. I don't know who made the video with her, maybe Sasha or somebody, but Robin, it's awesome. I love it. It's so cute. It's very good. And I wanted to say congratulations on everyone to the numbers for the summer reading program because they were up massively. It was very impressive.
Very good.
Yeah. And very excited about I think it's called Charla and Y Cafe program that Rosie's going to do, the Spanish book club. And I am very sad because I cannot go to the first one. And I just wanted to congratulate Judy McNulty and Sandra Boscapomi on their, I want to say, retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item is 8C, Secretary's Report. The Annual Secretary's Audit. Trustee Schoenfeld? I think that's yours.
I don't have it here. Hold on. No. Oh, the annual secretary's audit?
Yeah, read that. That's yours.
That's
not
mine?
Yeah.
The annual secretary's audit was completed in the 2020.
Can you please speak closer to the microphone so we can hear you?
The annual secretary's audit was completed in the 2022 IPLAR report was submitted.
All right, thank you for that. Trustee Makula, Treasurer's Report.
August is the second month of the budget year. We received $29,973 in income. We would normally receive a substantially larger sum because of the second installment on property taxes normally comes in August, and the bills haven't even gone out yet, so we did not receive the funds, but we have plenty of funds on hand to carry through. At the close of the month, we had $12,603,150 in cash and investments. Salaries for August were $221,862. Employee fringe benefits were $52,428, for a total of $274,290. We had purchases of $36,987 in library materials in August. Operating expenses in August were $18,659. General and administrative expense was $24,503. Utility costs for August were $6,031. Building and equipment maintenance was $20,315. Total expenses for August were $397,278. Total expenditures this budget year are $855,924. Thank you.
Okay, and Trustee Makula, I think there is a statement for the treasurer on the agenda.
Cindy has that statement, I believe.
It's on the agenda. You can read the statement.
You read the statement on the agenda. She has the report, but you two can just read the statement.
Oh, just what?
It's on the agenda?
D2.
The treasurer's estimate of revenue was completed and will be submitted with the adopted ordinance 22-03, 2022-23 budget and appropriation.
All right, thank you for that. Next on the agenda is the director's report. Cindy, I know you provide us with these statistics, but I believe there's information that you wanted to share as well, or is that under communications? Am I?
No, I have a few things to share.
Thanks.
So the staff anniversaries for August, Brenda McPhillips reached her 5-year anniversary. In September, Catherine Ream reached her 5-year anniversary. Cecilia Signar reached her 25th year anniversary. And in October, Ellen Wolf will reach her 30th year anniversary. So I just want...
Who is the employee for 25 years?
Cecilia Signar.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Retirements were announced. Sandra Boscaponi, after 20 years in patron services, as an associate 2, retired as of July 1. And Judy McNulty announced her retirement after 32 years as an adult services librarian and more recently business librarian, and that retirement is effective as of October 31st. You might remember last fall we had a photo backdrop around Stan's Memorial Garden, which is in the northeast corner of the parking lot, and that has been recreated again this year as a seasonal place to take a break and have a nice family portrait. So you can take a look at that. The candidate packets for the 2023 consolidated election are prepared. Print copies are available at the front desk in patron services for those who are interested in running for the board seats next spring. And I would like to offer a special thank you to Rich Wozniacka, the IT supervisor and interim facilities supervisor, for his skillful management of 2 serious building issues that occurred back to back since August 25th.
Yes, thank you, Rich, for that.
Yes. The east sewer line backup due to sections of the old pipeline collapsing under the east sidewalk and driveway. And the 3rd floor south-facing northwest roof leaks into the adult services staff workroom and office area due to the temporary core sample patching failure. And there'll be more on that later in the agenda. Does anyone have any questions on the library statistics or the monthly statistics? The August highlights are on the website and also in the packet. 2 communications I wanted to bring to your attention. One is that Amazon is no longer going to offer a line of credit to their customers, and this is how we purchase items on Amazon. We get invoiced from Amazon. And so more information will be coming to you in the future about that. They are offering an American Express card in its place.
So, Cindy, question on that. Are they suggesting we use their American Express versus whatever card we would normally use?
They're offering, in lieu of the line of credit, they're offering an American Express card, yes.
But is that the only way we will be allowed to pay, is what I'm asking? Okay.
No, you can still
Thank
use a regular credit card.
Thank you.
The other change coming up is with the vendor for our, it's called FlexSource. You may be familiar with it or have heard it before, but they manage our HRA, the FSA, and the dental plan for the benefits. And the company, FlexSource, is actually going to be moving their business to Cobra Professional Inc., or CPI. And so we have open enrollment in November for the FSA portion of these benefits. And so they will be, well, they're looking to participate in that and then to begin servicing our staff's claims in January of 2023. So the contracts are being reviewed by the attorney, and so there'll be more to that on that coming up in the future as well.
Okay, thank you. It's quite a bit. All right, so now, so we are now moving on to
New
11, new business. Cindy, I'm not sure, but are
I
you
had comments on
presenting-
that. I had some comments on the director's report.
Oh, sorry, go right ahead.
I don't know if anyone else did. I know I'm last, so you might want to check with other
Yeah,
people
sorry,
first.
my mistake. Okay, let's start with Trustee McCula. Any comments?
No comments, understatement.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
I have quite a few comments. I'd like to thank Sasha for the Public Relations Department for inspiring new readers to come and enjoy our lovely library. And I'd like to thank you for all our sponsors who actually sponsored throughout our summer program, the Brookfield Zoo, Chicago Botanical Gardens, and Graziano's. And I'd like to congratulate all of the summer readers who have completed a wonderful experience this past summer of 9 weeks of magical journey. I'd also like to thank Lisa Hales, Hales, for her expertise and creativity for our library, and I wish her well. I'd like to congratulate our library for receiving $7,000 award from the PLA Digital Library Service Workshop Grant, which I'm very excited about. And then also I'd like to congratulate and thank her, Sarah, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Mushirtck. I'd like to thank her for doing such a fabulous job. And then also, I'd like to also big shout out for Mickey, I don't know how to
Mikey
Mikey
or wait just a minute, or Cheska?
Cheska.
Without looking at it, I don't think I can.
I'd like to
Sorry.
congratulate for doing such a wonderful job with the volunteers. I'd like to recognize Mary Ellen for recognizing the oversized books going on to the bottom shelf, which is a fabulous idea. So no one will get hurt, and also it'd be easy access for them to retrieve the information. And I'd like to thank Cindy throughout this whole pandemic and throughout these past couple months who've done a fabulous job.
Thank you. That's Sarah Muskovich, the Supervisor of Digital Services.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Rosansky.
No, thank you. I don't have any comments at this particular juncture.
Trustee Olson.
I just have a couple of things to point out. I am always impressed with the collaboration that you do with other libraries. For example, the Morton Grove Public Library, where you spent a couple of hours in a bubble fest. And also, congratulations for winning the $7,000, as mentioned by our other trustee. And this will evolve into some kind of partnership with them so that we will receive computers.
You're talking about the $7,000 grant? It's
Yes,
for
a literacy grant.
It's for putting on computer literacy classes, teaching people how to use computers. So it will, the Digital Services Department has a schedule of programs they're going to do to increase digital literacy.
And according to this, they also will be distributing free desktop computers to some the people
what are
who
you-
qualify.
what are you looking at?
I'm looking on page.
Was that the thing I showed?
Page 8.
Where
I
they
don't know.
come that one day between 11 and 2?
I think those are two different things.
It's the 29th.
Oh, that's a different.
That's the
that's
pop-up.
not the.
Yeah, the pop-up.
Okay, and this is the nonprofit organization.
Yeah, so the pop-up shop, people can register, and we've had very good
Yeah, it's great.
interest in that. A lot of people have registered to get actually free technology, yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Trustee Olson. Trustee Keene.
Yeah, the things that stood out to me this month, as they do often, is the number of staff. We're down to 65 staff, which means we've lost 31 staff. And that's really sad. Because I also read in the report that we had to block out 38 appointment slots for passports due to lack of passport qualified staff in the department. So you can't tell me we don't need staff. It's in black and white. I also noticed in the report that patron visits are up. Patron visits are up, in case you didn't hear me at the end, as are users of staff-mediated services, well over 100% up. But program statistics show that we have less programs because we don't have the staff. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on our agenda is new business. And Director Rademacher, I believe you are presenting or reading a certificate of retirement to Sandra Basca-Pami.
Yeah, that's in number 10, communications.
I didn't know if she was present, you were giving it to her? or-
No, she's not present.
Okay.
So I acknowledged her in my report, and then we'll have this signed and framed and then given to her.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, and congratulations to her as well. That's fabulous. So then we will move on to 11, I believe it's 11B. Cindy, just one quick question. Regarding your report, we talked about the core samples. We won't be discussing that any further during this meeting, correct? Is that for another time?
Well, those repairs have been done on those core samples, and the roofers were out today and finished up patching all of the samples that were failing.
That were affected,
Mhm.
okay. all right,
You
I'm
know,
sorry. I didn't mean to, well, you know what, honestly, it's my mistake. I don't know if this is the time to even have that discussion, so it's under one of the invoices. I was looking for a conversation about the roof, but that's not happening, so there's an invoice that covers that, is that what you're saying?
Yes, because there was nothing, the roof repairs were under $5,000, and so there was nothing to bring to the board.
Oh, so
So
it's
they
not on
have
the agenda.
proceeded, and they
Okay.
are, Rich, are you still here? Oh, they've been completed today, right? Yes, so the roof repairs are completed.
Thank you,
Oh.
Rich.
Yeah, I want to make a comment on the roof repairs. BEC, who we paid $55,000 to, is the party that made those core samples. We should ask them, this is like only 2 years and the sample failed. We should ask them to come and reimburse us for that.
You should have had the roof fixed, and we wouldn't have had that problem.
They
So,
they
you want
weren't
to go
going to do
down this
that.
road right now? I don't think we do.
I don't
Trustee
think
Keene,
this-
please, you're out of order.
Excuse me, I don't think this is the proper time, especially when we're supposed to be talking about paying the bill for village plumbing. Let's deal with that first, please.
Thank
Not
you,
on the
Cindy, for
agenda.
explaining.
Okay.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is 11B, approve, do I have a motion to approve the $16,500 payment to Village Plumbing and Sewer Services from the Capital Expenditures Special Reserve Building Fund for the emergency repair of a broken sanitary sewer line on the east side of the building?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
So that was me and that was Becky.
Thank you. Okay. Trustee Makula, any comments on this?
No, it's apparently, I think the problems with this go back to the original construction, the drain tile cracked from, I think that's the tile that we're continually rotting out and running these rods through there, probably fatigued it or cracked it or whatever, and it eventually collapsed. They're going to be replacing it with PVC, which is much more durable. It shouldn't have that problem.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Schoenfeld?
No comment.
Trustee Rosansky?
Well, I'm grateful again for Rich being on top of this, his second job at the library, and taking care of this for us. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you. Trustee Olson?
Thank you, Rich. That's all.
Trustee Keene? Margaret, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee Rosansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keene?
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're on 11C.
Yeah, I know. Do I have a motion to approve the closing of the library building 4 additional days in December for staff holiday benefit compensation time? Friday, December 23rd, Monday, December 26th, Friday, December 30th, and Monday, January 2nd.
So motion.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any comments?
I think we have been doing this in the past, right? It seems to me the library's been closed Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas, especially if it's on a weekend like that.
So we are always closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is asking for additional days,
Right.
the
Well-
Friday and the Monday.
Because it falls on a weekend, so we get the Friday before.
Well, because we need the extra days. I feel we need the extra days to allow all of the full-time staff to have their benefit that is due by the policy. Otherwise, everyone has to have 4 additional days off during a 2-week
Right.
before and 2-week after, so it would stretch the staff very thin and compromise service. If we could have the building closed and promote our virtual services for those days, we would be able to have better staffing through the rest of the month. So it is
Thank
not
you
a
for that.
not a usual thing.
Okay, so trustee Schoenfeld,
No comment.
trustee Rosansky,
No comment.
trustee Olson,
No comment.
trustee Keene.
No comment.
All right, thank you. Margaret, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Derblick,
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld,
Yes.
Trustee Makula,
Yes,
Trustee Rosansky,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Keene,
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you.
I know where we are.
Well, it just seems that
Did I have a lot more documents to go through than you do?
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Well, that's fine.
Do I have a motion to approve $9,552.24 payment to Ascend Technologies for the purchase of 3-year network software, right-to-use licensing and support renewals for the library server, virtualization, and backup solutions?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any questions?
yes, this is a renewal on on software that we have? Okay.
Is this in addition to what we already passed? Meaning the 12
Adobe?
Adobes?
No, this is completely separate from the Adobe.
Okay.
Yeah. So this has to do with, do you want me to, do you want to explain this? I can stumble through it. Sure.
Two different things.
Yes.
So as the motion attachment has, this is for software from VMware that allows us to virtualize servers. So you don't have to get individual physical servers. We have a number of them that we're able to use virtualized servers on the hardware platform. It's for the backup solution software, which is divided into 2 different solutions. One is called Veeam, and the other is called Veritas.
Now, how many computers does this affect then?
So it affects 4 total servers. The 3 virtualized servers and the 1 backup server.
And if we have a power outage or anything, how does that work if it affects that?
So the virtualization doesn't have anything to do with power. It uses power. If we have a power outage, we have a separate system that powers the servers for a limited amount of time. It's a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. The backup, of course, is a backup that happens at a certain time intervals. Again, it would be affected the same way by a power outage. I'm not sure if the software purchase has anything to do with that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Trustee Rosansky,
No comment.
trustee Olson,
No comment.
trustee Keene.
Thank you, Rich.
Yes, I'm sorry, I should have said thank you, Rich.
Margaret, please call the roll.
Trustee Derblick,
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld,
Yes.
Trustee Makula,
Yes.
Trustee Rosansky,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Keen,
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 12 is unfinished business. Do I have a motion to approve the $5,690 payment to Hayes Mechanical for annual maintenance of the 3 boilers?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Makula, any questions or comments?
No.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
No comment.
Trustee Rosansky?
No comment.
Trustee Olson?
No comment.
Trustee Keen?
No.
Margaret, please call the roll.
Trustee Derblick,
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld,
Yes.
Trustee Makula,
Yes.
Trustee Rosansky,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Keen,
Yes.
6-0 passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Okay. Do I have a motion to move to go into executive session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance for the interim facility supervisor?
So motion.
Second.
Thank you. Margaret, please call the roll. Thanks.
Trustee Derblick,
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld,
Yes.
Trustee Makula,
Yes.
Trustee Rosansky,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Keen,
Yes.
6-0 passes. And the time is?
8:01.
Thank you.
Margaret?
Although, you know, Margaret, my cell phone says 8:02. It's on now. Thank you. Do I have a motion to return to open session at 9:11 PM?
So moved.
Second, okay, whichever,
So
whoever you
I
want.
got a JM and a PR.
Okay.
Okay, and the time is 9:11, right? Is that what I said?
Yes.
Because it's, all right, thanks. All right, Cindy, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee McCula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keene?
Yes. Here.
Yeah.
Okay, board meeting resumed at a 9:11.
11, please. Okay. All righty. Do I have a motion to approve a stipend in the amount of $4,000 per month to Rich Woznica as interim facilities supervisor until the full-time position is filled?
I motion.
In order,
Well, no,
I apologize, I'm sorry. In addition, in order to facilitate the performance of the interim facility supervisor, the board authorizes the hiring of Dave Dombrowski for 18 hours per week at $30 per hour through December 31st, 2022.
So moved.
So- Second.
Okay, Joe McCula and who?
Say Suzanne. I don't care.
So wait, we're doing, Sue is the second? All right. now
I don't know if you all got to see Rich's little happy dance that he just did back there.
I did.
No, I didn't. No, I'm worried about my mic working, but yay,
Should
happy
be worried
dance.
about the happiness of the staff.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so, Margaret, I mean, Cindy, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee McCula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keene?
Yes.
6 yeses, motion passed.
All right, thank you.
Forgot to say that last time.
Okay, now it's all good, right?
Okay, and now we are on the next item on the agenda. Number 15 is other. Okay, Trustee McCula, do you have any comments?
No.
Trustee Schoenfeld, do you have any comments?
No comment.
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky.
Just one. I want to state that if any board member wants something put on the agenda, it should be put on the agenda. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Trustee Olson?
I think we need to address the hiring freeze on the agenda.
Are you talking for next month?
Yes.
Okay. State it. For October.
Thank you. For October.
Okay, all right, thank you. Trustee Keene?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm not sure if Cindy can answer this or Carolyn. Wondering why we don't approve the agenda at each meeting before we start with it?
No, we never have. I don't know. I've never known that to happen.
No.
That's Robert's rules.
Yeah, I think that's
I
something
know,
we
but our
should be doing.
procedure has always been following our bylaws.
Yeah, but
And our
you always
bylaws aren't,
follow Roger's rules for all kinds of other stuff.
but as long as we're not violating Robert's rules, which we're not, that's why the attorneys allow us to do, have allowed this to happen for the past 8 years that I know.
You know, that usually is approved when there's an option to change the agenda, and since we have to publish the agenda 48 hours in advance, you can't really change the agenda.
Well, it also states that if you are notified a week in advance about what we would like on the agenda, that we should let you know in a week in advance.
Yeah, that's in the manual, right?
Yes.
Trustee manual.
Or it might have been even in the bylaws. I don't know because I've
Okay.
been looking at them all.
Did the bylaws say we should approve the agenda?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm stating is, if we find it in Robert's rules, is there some way we can address that and change our policy so that it states that, how is it worded, Becky, that does everybody approve the agenda?
I'm not
Is
sure of
that-
the exact wording,
Anyway,
but
we'll look
something
in
like that.
Robert's rules for it. I would personally like that added to our thing. That we have a point where we say, everybody approve the agenda, and then we all just say, go down and yes, 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 or whatever.
What would be the accomplishment of bringing?
Because for one thing, I will tell you, you said what would be,
Can I
go,
speak?
ask your question.
Please. What would be the accomplishment in order for you to bring one more controversial question? What would you do? Not agree with the agenda? Is that what you're saying? We're going to do
If
this
you
now?
don't allow what we want on the agenda, I might.
Well, you know what? This has been the way this agenda has been created since the beginning. of
And we
time.
have always had it where the president doesn't come in and dictate what is on the
You know
agenda.
what you need to do is tell me how many conversations you had with the previous presidents for items on the agenda, because apparently.
Because they always agreed.
It's never happened.
They always agreed.
You have had plenty of things put on the agenda. Don't give me that.
No,
garbage.
no,
Oh,
that's-
please.
All right,
I
I'm not
know.
going to
It's
argue the
just we
point.
didn't
It's
agree
not
with
the procedure we
voting
follow,
with
but
you.
thank you.
Fine. Fine. Thank you.
Trustee Keene, oh yeah, that's right, you were speaking. Did you have anything else to add?
Not that should be said in public spaces.
Thank you for that. Okay, let's see. Do I have a motion to adjourn
So motion.
the regular board meeting of September
Wait a minute.
21st,
Patty?
2022?
Who seconded the adjournment? Suzanne.
Suzanne.
And who was the movement?
I was.
Thank you.
And,
Time is
okay.
9:18, if we want to put that in. And Cindy, if you would please call the roll.
Trustee Derblick?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Trustee Makula?
Yes.
Trustee Rozansky?
Yes.
Trustee Olson?
Yes.
Trustee Keene?
Yes.
6 yeses, motion passes.
Can you recycle it here? So I don't have to carry it?